क्षयी आणि पेपावूक
गणनाथा गजवारना गणनाथा दीनवदना गणनाथा गजवरना गणनाथा
She wanted me to dress her face. She tell me that is why that happened when I come in.
Ini bab doang ada sama itu.
No.
Yeah. No. 5,000 years.
Everybody on the go. Everybody on the go. Stay inside. Yeah. You just go home. I said, please. Olha, bebê, não bebê, eu digo que não é, acho que hoje, choice. Go ahead, I can't do what I want to do. You try. You know we try. I just said, Tita, I am feeling good now.
That's all right,
Yeah.
Everybody reach over already?
Yeah. What's your class?
Hold on.
Yeah, What you log into? On YouTube. No, they found there's a problem. Now they took off because everybody was inside. Now come up and back outside. Just now. Tell me now. You see anything?
Yeah, they're back on.
Good, BRP, good, right.
Going.
You on? Live? Yeah, it's on. It's on. I don't know why Canada is not getting anything.
Bird Bernard Live. Bird Bernard.
Yeah, Bird Bernard Live. It's on. And you click on it.
So tell them we click on it and I don't see anything related to. Is it under a name? Is that under Lisa's name or?
Bird Bernard. It's just Bird Bernard Live. That's all. On YouTube. Hold on. Let me talk to you. Hold on.
It's a time, it's a period where we all miss our near and dear ones. There are so many who would have loved to be here. They're in foreign countries, borders blocked, they cannot come. However, modern technology has it that where they are, they can still possibly view the body. And as I extend my heartfelt condolences to the family, the near and dear ones, the lovers, the friends, the heartfelt one who's the lover, I now, recognizing that we are all here for the one common purpose, to pay our last and final tribute to the soul that was lying in this body, that is now a corpse. And if you would have remembered, if you were listening, you would hear that the question is to be asked, where is the body, not where is Lisa? When will the funeral be? Where will the body be cremated? They never speak or ask of Lisa. When will the body come? Where will the body going to house the ceremony before disposal? So all we are being told is about the body. The body, which is comprised of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These elements are all disposable. So this is a temporary house. This body is a temporary house that God has created when He decided to give each one of us an opportunity to come down here on planet Earth, as it says, Dharmakshetra, a place of righteousness, a Tirat place, where one will have an opportunity to use this temporary house to enjoy the beauty of His creation and to be able, as we go along the journey, to understand how to pay attention to our bodies. For it says, no human being has a right to be sick or suffering. But we all suffer. We all become sick. Because in the composition of this body, He has created something called a brain.
Just press birth.
But the brain is an empty vessel. The brain only contains, when we allow thoughts to be stored in.
BRT.
BRT?
And these thoughts, when we will understand, stored there, and there is an inner child within. The inner child within is the memory of all these thoughts. So this is where the scriptures say, God says now, that Janama Marana Sabasuka Dukha Bhura. Janam is birth and Maran is death. He says between birth and death, there is sukh, happiness, and dukh, unhappiness. So, the sukh or the happiness comes to me or to any individual being according to the thoughts I allow that enter my body, and thoughts enter the body through every pause. So there are millions of thoughts going in, and it depends on the individual being now how you're going to view these thoughts. He says because you have choices now. Thoughts will come in that will be good, and thoughts will come in that will be bad. So each one of us is left with a choice. Store the good thought or store the bad thought. Storing good thoughts lead to good thinking and good actions, goodness in always. Storing bad thoughts lead to bad thoughts, bad words, bad actions, badness in always. So good thoughts lead to happiness, and bad thoughts lead to dukkha. suffering.
Where it is? But
But then he says again
is it here?
that within this
it
temporary
subscribe?
collapsible state, with so much and cherish so much, failing to realize that it is temporary and it is only there for a certain time. And when we go along our journey, we are not paying attention to our body. So the thoughts that are no good creates the problem. And the inner child, because God also says that when He created
The next one
this
here on his
factor,
Yeah.
to give me an opportunity
But tell him
to be here,
something.
to enjoy the
Because we're not
beauty of
able
His
to see
creation, He also built a permanent one within, where the heart is. And that inner child dwells with the divine within. The universe is there. So he says then, you have to remember and understand, whatever good I do, that inner child's enjoying the happiness of it. And whatever bad I do, the child is suffering for it. So as we go along performing actions that are not good in thoughts, words, and deeds,
Yeah,
then,
but
and bringing pain and suffering,
they want to see.
that data is stored
Go
in the
and
memory
find out what's going on so we can fix
of the
it.
child. And as the child suffers inwardly, it reflects upon us outwardly. So therefore the Lord says, you have to understand and try to realize that the inner child, according to your actions, feels it, experiences it. The child is happy when I do good things. I am happy then. The child is suffering, the child is unhappy, the child is in pain, distress, because I pay no attention to the child, the inner child. And so the suffering comes on us. And then he says now, we are given an opportunity. We are given an opportunity that when we are experiencing these pairs of opposites, to understand that you will hear many people say, oh, I'm suffering, God put me here to suffer. But like I told you in the beginning, God didn't put any one of us here to suffer. And God didn't put any one of us here as a sinner.
No.
We make choices. We choose to be good or to be bad, to do good or to be bad. We choose and lead ourselves into the suffering. And so he says, when you find yourself in suffering and you fail to accept 100% responsibility for what is happening to me because of my actions and thoughts, words, and deeds, you fail to accept that 100% responsibility, and you want to find fault and condemn and point your finger to somebody else, to blame somebody else for your misfortunes, your mishaps, or your suffering. He says you will never get out of suffering. You will never get out of suffering. And when the time comes out that this powerful inner child inside, this soul which is within now, can no longer bear the burden of the sins being pardoned,
But that's our link.
and can no longer stand up to hold it, and begins to, the body now, the collapsible body begins to deteriorate, and it will fall.
It's on? Yeah.
It will fall, it
Under
will
Lisa
now
Live.
fall.
Lisa Live.
That's it, right?
And all the love and all
Lisa
what
Live,
is
under
to say
Lisa
love and
Live.
love
Go under Lisa Live.
is that God
Yeah,
has to go back. The soul is on its journey to its creator. That which is eternal, everlasting, has an end.
Yeah, Lisa
I
Live.
say,
Yeah.
nine and chindan tisas prani nine and power that nine and video of you. He says that this your body is collapsible. But that soul is eternal. No weapon could cut it.
It right Lisa
No
Ramlogan
water
could
could
also
wet it.
this.
Wind
Yeah, they go to bird banana and
and so
type of that.
therefore, one has to come to this state of reality, certainty, and truth about one's put
Okay, they
and
get
one's
it. They get it.
feeling.
What did I got to get?
You put it,
Since you have to
wait, I put
remember,
to get it.
not to understand and realize. I'm sure many of you here have heard the saying, you read in many funeral services, etc. Even temple church mosque, you hear the statement. But when I came here, when I was born, in other words, I came with nothing. And when I am going, I will go with nothing. Is that so? That's a statement? Is that true? I put it right or wrong? So it says, when I came, my hands were locked, so I came with nothing. And now that I have to go, the hands open, so I'm going with nothing. That is only half of the statement. Because when I came, I didn't bring no land, I didn't bring no house, I didn't bring no bank book, I didn't bring no wife, I didn't bring no children. Because I came. So when I am going now, I had a wife to go with me, or no son, or no daughter, or daughter-in-law, son-in-law, so. Because I came and I have to go. Likewise, is with you. But the other half of the statement is, I came with my hand locked. Because if I go to loose this hand open, this will fall off my hand. So therefore I was holding something in each hand. In one hand I had a pen which God gave to me. And in the other hand I had a notebook which He gave to me. In the notebook, the first page and the last page were written out. Janam and Maran. So Janam was written out. All the bad karmas I have performed in previous life up to my death. God knew already what I will do, how I will live when I come here for the time He will give me. So all that was recorded. So when I am suffering, I am to be wise to know that God gave me an opportunity because He wants me to get out of suffering to return back in oneness with Him. And thus, He gave me the book to show what I have to do penance for. So I have to find out when I am suffering to remember in the journey of life that, as the scripture says, the Lord says again, Sunahu Bharata Prabal, Biriki Kahe Munina, Pani, Lab, Jivan, Maran, just up a just that when the father of the boys, the king Dasara died, and one of the son Bharat was crying and bawling, the wise Guru told to him, Bharat, be wise. You are wise, you went to Gurukul and you learned, you studied Vedas. And you know that once there is birth, there will be death, and once there is death, there will be birth. And birth and death lies in the hands of God. Wealth and poverty lies in the hands of God. Pain, happiness, lies in the hands of God. So the pairs of opposite go together. And this is the notebook that God gave us, listed all the karmas that we have done, that we have not yet perfected ourselves. That's why I am still here. And we all are here. It's not until we perfect ourselves 100% with purity. Purity in thoughts, words, and actions. Purity inside and outside. It is bathe this body, shine it up, and dress it up. But what are we doing with the one inside? You see? This is what you have to remember. What are we doing with that one inside? the indisposable one, the incollapsible one. We pay no attention, we pay no heed. And that's why we create this suffering upon ourselves. No one is responsible for my suffering, and no one is responsible for my happiness. It's all my mindset, my choices, my actions. And this is what we have to understand. As we are going along the journey of life, we have to pay attention. Pay attention to what we are doing, how we are doing, when we are doing. Because he says, Ishwar is God. Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam. In every living being. Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam Hridayatistati. I, the Supreme Being, reside in the heart of every living being. And any scripture you read, it tells you the same thing. The Quran tells you that God is alive within. The Bible tells you that the temple of God is within. Irrespective of what religion, God made choices and He made the path. And He did it for a particular reason. He had a reason for doing it. He created the paths. And this is what He's waiting. When the time comes like this and I have to go, it's simple question God is asked. God does not judge nobody. God judges no one. I have to be my own judge. So judge me. What am I doing? How I am doing? Is it in compliance with the Lord's request? And thus we have to understand then, as I'm going along the journey, I have to understand. What am I doing? How am I doing it? So we go on in this journey, and the time for parting has come. So he says, there will be parting. There's a time for parting. Janam is a time for birth, Maran is a time for death. And they tell you, they also have the time for meeting and the time for parting. But the journey of the soul goes on. It goes on. The soul does not die. The soul does not die. The soul lives on. You know, many people are of the opinion that when you die, that's it. Everything that's done. You have nothing there to do. So they figure out this person who was called Lisa is no longer. Lisa is dead and gone. The body goes because the elements have to return to the original sources. The elements have to return to the original sources. Earth will go back to earth. The air leaves first. The air has gone back into the atmosphere with the air. The water will seep out and go away. Absorbed with the heat, evaporates, goes back. The fire element goes and moves back into the original source of fire, Surya and iron. And the body goes away completely not seen, back to that ether. That space remains with that. So all it fills back into this space. So this is what we have to understand. When you see that the person's dead and is done, what did he say when they're living? How they going to know they don't dead or what I do to angry? I will tell you an episode which is an actual one I have experienced. My Nana died in 1956. One of my mamu bought a new brand Bedford truck in 1968. He was a trucker, he was working in that time with TPD, Trinidad Petroleum Development. And at night, I got a dream. My Nana is telling to me to tell your mamu do not pass on the Babulal Street with that truck. So when we get up in the morning, you have to get up 4 o'clock, go and do your morning sunrise, etc. Then you have to go and clean out cow pen, bathe cow milk and all of that. So when everything is finished, then I go out to tell me, Mommy now, she done that 4 o'clock and gone. He going to walk in the truck and he will go 4 o'clock. So I go on and tell my Mommy what the Nana come and tell me in the street. That day, in the evening about 6:30 p.m., my Mama came walking home by us. Tell me to get a flambeau, in those days we using flambeau too, and go down Babula Trace by the river bridge, the third one. He struck the bridge, he was coming over with a load of sand to bring for somebody in the village, and when the back of the truck, the weight of the truck and the sand reached on the bridge break down and the truck came up inside the river. So he wanted to go there and stay by the truck until he could go and get something to pull it out of it. So 56 to 68. They say that soul is dead and there's nowhere wrong. That's a mistake most of us make. Scriptures tell you, he says, version 1. Whatever a person tells you, when I die, do so. Refusal to do it will lead you into suffering. Because when the soul suffers, you will have to suffer too. Because you refuse to do what was told to you to do. And this is how the inner child feels the pain and suffering. Because we disregard that inner child and we do what we want. We make our own choices. But when we reach by God, as I say, he does not judge, he only asks a question. He wants to know from you. I gave you an opportunity to be there, you spent so many years there. Tell me now, how did you meet with your fellow travelers? When a Hindu and a Muslim meet, or a Hindu and a Christian meet, or a Christian and a Hindu meet, and a Christian and like that, when you meet, how did you meet with your fellow travelers? How did you greet your fellow travelers? How did you speak to your fellow travelers? And how did you part from your fellow travelers? Think about it. People fighting and killing for land. Sometimes the body is disposed of as yet. But cutlass passing recently, you didn't hear one went up in the hospital, the body is gone, yet to bring it. But they pull sword and cutlass on one another. They want the will, they want the deed, they want the key for the wardrobe, they want the jungle on this and that. So where are you going? Where are you going? Did you bring all of that to fighting and killing for? This is mine, this is mine, this is mine. So scriptures tell us this. There are two words in the alphabet that are very, very powerful. I and am. I am a success. I will be success. But I am not able to do that. I am not success. I will not be successful. So come back. I am not able with that. I am sick. I am this. I am not. Whatever you say I am will be. That's important to note. So when you are using these two words, I am, see if you are using it to lift yourself out of suffering or to take yourself into greater suffering. And this is the question God asks when you hold it. He does not judge, he asks. And when you tell the answers, if you could tell him, yes, well, I met with my friends, my fellow travelers, we greet him with love and respect, friendliness, amiability, anyhow you want to put it. We spoke with soft and sweet tones, loving words. We spoke discussing the beauty of your creation, how we love one another. how we love life, how we love living. We treated with heartfelt love as well, and joy. And we parted as a united family. You see? But what is happening to this? Everybody condemning the other. Everybody fighting one another. Everybody wants to be in power. And you call it collapsible tent collapses. And you're still fighting. You're still fighting. One brother went to court with his own ex-brother that he have a tree and the leaves fall in his hand and get the court wind that he had to tap on the tree. And while the brother was tapping on the tree on that side, he collapsed on there this side. What you're fighting for? Recently you have heard again of the battle between two brothers where one killed the other for boundary line. God gave us an opportunity to come here on earth to enjoy a divine life, to enjoy His creation. This is God's property. It is God's property. God, earth is not divided as human beings make divisions. This world God created remains just as is. It's we human beings make the separations and the distinctions, and that is where the discrimination and thing comes in. So you have religious discrimination and human discrimination. We discriminate at each other. Listen to how our Prime Minister spoke to a woman parliamentary representative. A Prime Minister. If you had listened to the news, everybody would have heard it. How he spoke to the opposition leader as a woman. He forget that he had come from a woman too. That his mother is a woman. And this is what is called knowledge. He's a knowledgeable man of no wisdom. You have to find out what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is when you use learning. You learn. You went to school and you learn. So, I have knowledge now. I could do what I want and do what I want. I am in power. And I could do. Or I could say what I want. That is knowledge. Wisdom is when you sit in solitude and concentrate, contemplate, and meditate on the learning, the thinking you receive. And then you sift out now, what is the best I should do? How is the best I should go along with this knowledge to keep God as my friend and companion? To have God with me at all times, in all directions, in all sides, as my protector, my guide, and my guardian, and my leader. This is wisdom. Is when you will be wise now to use the teachings that you get to bring upliftment to yourself. Learning to love yourself. Nobody can love you, you know. You have to learn to love yourself. If you want to, somebody have to love you, then you will love yourself. You will never be able to have love. You have to learn to love yourself before somebody could love you. You have to be able to take care of yourself before somebody could take care of you. How many people are going to take care of sick people nowadays? That's why they say the wise live off of the fool. So the wise build home for the aged. And say you bring them come now and put them past the pension for me. And no, you haven't, that is what is happening. So you disown your parents. You dump them. And never even go back to look for them. You see? And you say you love. Where is the love? Is that love to take you to God? You're fighting and killing for God, for instance. You want to rob God now. This is my land. You see? And this is what it tells you. You have to understand your journey of life. So at this point, I will ask, you know, I have a bad habit to talk, but I still have it. But in this time, there is a bhajan, Sri Krishna, Jai Krishna Hari. Always join and sing, chant that bhajan. Sing, no? You sing and you will sing this one. Sing Jai Krishna Hari first. Jai Krishna Hari, Sri Krishna Hari, Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kari. Jai 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 Krishna Hari, Jai Krishna Hari, Sri Krishna Hari, Dukhiyo ko dukha dur kari. Jai 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 Krishna Hari. जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। और कोयन केवनहारा हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। प्रेम से बोलो कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। Put the flowers on. Right. So now these boys will perform the services. After they have done, whomsoever would like to come offer flowers, chanda, mala, etc., will come one after the other. All right. So first malas. Take a little chandan. Put a little chandan. Put it up. You have to put it up from here going down. Om Shri Ji Krishna Krishna Sri Te Sarvamama Trinvantu Bhakti Mukti Vishyata Om Ye Chita Preta Rupi Te sarvamama Trinvantu Putikantu. Om Shri Ye Te Sutarupi Te sarvamama Trinvantu Bhakti Mukti Vishayato. Each one of them are Maharaj, that can post and cool. Om Shri Ye Sitarupi Om Danaya Hasta Krishna Varama Dharma Jatu Mahadari Pritadi Pati Nityam Yam Rajayati Namaha Om Shri Dhanaya Hasa Krishna Parama Dharma Dhatu Mahadavi Pritadi Patayi Nityam Yam Rajayati Namaha Om Dhanaya Hasa Krishna Parama Dharma Hasta Krishna Varama Dharma Dhatu Mahabali Pritadi Patayi Nityam Yam Rajayati Namaha. Thank you. Join hands. Join hands.
Ketik mo po rin.
Adipati Bhuri Sandihin Tamasavita Satralukanaratai Ipoyamu Parisitam. Make five. When you make it this long, then Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radhe Krishna Govinda Madhusudana Ram Narayana Hari Jai Jai. Radhe Krishna Govinda Hari Jai Jai. Ram Narayana Hari Jai Jai. Radhe Krishna Govinda Madhusudana Ram Narayana Hari Jai Jai. Radhe Krishna Govinda Madhusudana Ram Narayana Hari Jai Jai. Radhe Krishna Govinda Madhusudana Ram Narayana Hari Jai Jai. Radhe Krishna Govinda Madhusudana Ram Narayana Hari Jai Jai. Radhe Krishna Govinda Madhusudana Ram Narayana Ram Narayana Hari Jai Jai. Radhe Krishna Govinda. Radha Radha Krishna Krishna, Radha Radha Krishna Krishna, Radha Radha Krishna 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 Radha Radha Krishna Krishna Radha Radha Krishna Krishna Radha Radha Krishna Krishna प्रेम से कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय जाओ नीलवर्णं श्रीतवस्तं श्रीवत्सरभूषं भूरिन्दुपुराणन्दं दामोदरपूजनम् ॐ आत्मदावरस्तु य आत्मदावरस्य विश्वमुपासते तत्संयस्य शास्त्रमुदं अभिषाविधीमः ॐ यमध्वारिपति भूरि च अन्धीं तमसाविकल्पनसाधिकलङ्कतिष्ठिताम्. Right. Look at stand up. Now anybody want to come and offer flowers now, ask you whatever. Come one by one. Look, anybody else coming? Oh, take all the candles and come. All right. Let me hear which one have the... How do you have or do you know? And
No, let him have some face. Let him have some face.
Very close. All right. They give one a chance.
Okay, we going.
To see, talking to see.
तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो माँ ओ माँ ओ माँ ओ माँ ओ माँ तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो माँ तुम ही हो साथी तुम ही सहारा कोई न अपना सेवा तुम्हारे माँ तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो माँ
this point in time, there is someone with a Yuval. Meanwhile, this is going on. Who is going to sing another bhajan? We have a bhajan on the program. Anybody to sing it? The bhajan that we have on the program. Lisa, you will sing some. You can sing? I know you're not named sing, but you could still sing.
Where's Shiva?
Shiva. Don't sing it bhajan on the
program.
on the program.
Don't worry, we'll help you.
Watch your start, yoga help.
Yes, pronounce it, I can pronounce it, no worries.
Let's sing now, sing. We will help you and then the update.
Hari Sundarananda Mukunda, Hari Narayana Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayana Hari Om, Hari Sundarananda Mukunda, Hari Narayana Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayana Hari Om, Hari Sundarananda Mukunda, Hari Narayana Hari Om, Hari Keshava Hari Govinda, Hari Narayana Hari Om.
That's another pronunciation. Alright, I'll get you. Next time we'll go. Look at the floors away for the thing.
Any other body coming to put Alright, what we will do, we will leave it for when they come to view who want to put a flower.
Yes, okay,
Yeah. They will do it, and when you do it for the stranger, you don't come in a crowd. One by one, come and go. So now, Atme Devaya Hadikari Vina.
Anybody else?
Alright, so now we will get Go in Gokulahananda Alright, so now we have the geology.
Good morning to one and all. We are all gathered here to celebrate the life of my Aunt Lisa because she wouldn't want us to be sad in mourning, no matter the circumstances. So I will try to give you a little insight into my aunt's life. Aunt Lisa was born on the 27th of July 1978 to parents Dana Ryan, also known as Poland, and the late Samara Manuel, also known as Chippy. She was the youngest of 5 siblings. The late Hiram, also known as David O'Shoey, Rajan, Vashti, and Usha. She was a baby of the family and was lovingly called Baby or Hoggy by all her siblings, and she behaved that way too. In return, she lovingly called them Beda and Tata, especially when she wanted something. She would always call her father Dudley and would kiss him up and love him up every time she visited. Auntie was loved by both her brother-in-law and sisters-in-law, who spoiled her just as much. Auntie had a heart of gold, always there to lend a helping hand to no matter who or what. She would always try. She was also a very spiritual and religious person, not condemning any religion. She would go to church with her sisters and sing hymns. She would also conduct pujas on a regular basis and invite everyone, including her favorite neighbor Anisha and her son, who Auntie also considered as her own son Shiva, who would do anything and everything for her, and her best friend Wendy, who she always considered as a sister, and Shireen and her daughter Priyanka. Auntie Lisa was also a fighter. At the age of 4, she was diagnosed with a life-threatening medical issue, but that didn't keep her back from doing anything she wanted to do. She proved everyone wrong, including the doctors. When they told her she couldn't do something, she showed them that she could, including getting married. When she was 17, she married Mohan, but due to circumstances, they parted ways. But as I said, she had a heart of gold and remained close friends with both him and his wife and helped him until her passing. She was not alone. After some years, she met her now partner Peter, where they lived together for the past 13 years until her passing. She would lovingly call him Joy. Although Auntie didn't have any biological children of her own, she treated her nieces and nephews as her own. So much so that her nephew Romario, also known as Chrissy, calls her mommy and calls his real mother by her name. She even went so far as when the doctors told her she had to stay in the hospital, she said she couldn't because she had a dozen children to take care of. We all have so many good memories with Auntie to share because she was the life of any party and our partner in crime. I remember this one time she took us to Calgary, and on our return home, a vehicle seemed to follow us. And Auntie put her foot on the accelerator and started to drive safe but fast. And and left them way behind. Then she told us it was a ghost who did it. Only to realize that it was my parents behind us. Auntie had her own dictionary of words. One example of this is Auntie never said Alzheimer's, but she would say old-timers. Auntie spent half her life back and forth to the hospital and home, battling with her pain, but she never complained to anyone. Auntie told us the day she went to the hospital that she was tired of fighting and wanted to go and be with her mother and brother, where she would no longer be in pain and sorrow. So on the 16th of June 2021, she left us to be with the Lord. But don't worry, she said. She would have so many good questions for God, and she would jokingly say he would get fed up of her and send her straight back. So don't worry. We will miss her for now until we meet again. Auntie, farewell and fly high with the angels you are. And thanks for loving and caring for every single one of us. Thank you.
Very well, as you heard, even though she had a sickness, she recognized what was happening to her, and she lived her life with her Creator. She lived with her Creator. That's why she could have said she's ready to go. And so she was gone. So now, anybody want to say something before we go?
Good morning, everyone. This is what I think Aunt Lisa would have wanted to say to you all after her passing. Don't grieve for me, for now I am free. I am following the path God laid for me. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned my back and I left it all. I could not stay another day, to laugh, to love, to work or play. Task left undone must stay that way. I found that place at the close of day. If my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joy, a friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Ah yes, these things I too will miss. Be not burdened with times of sorrow. I wish you the sunshine of tomorrow. My life's been full. I've savored much. Good friends, good times, a loved one's touch. Perhaps my time seemed all too brief. Don't lengthen it now with undue grief. Lift up your heart and share with me. God wanted me now, so he set me free.
Right, so I think you've got a very good message there. Remember that message. Okay.
No, I want to say what I want to say.
Sitaram, everyone. I just came up today to share some of my favorite memories of my aunt whom I call Mommy. One thing I'll really miss about my mother is her amusing personality. Like all the jokes she used to pull on us. For example, the time she told us our house was built under a graveyard just to make us frightened. There was this other time when Mommy used to always pick me up from school and occasionally buy Krishna's fried chicken and park up in a side street eating, telling jokes and laughing. One of her favorite things to say to me was that she had a big cut on the stomach to prove she made me and always threatened to put me back if I give any trouble. That is why I'm a child of God and don't give any trouble. Another thing I'll miss is waking up every morning, sending funny cartoon character good morning photos to her, and sometimes she even sent back the same thing, fighting me down until I give up claiming she sent it first. Mommy, I am really going to miss you, and one day we'll meet again. May your divine soul rest in eternal peace. Sitaram.
Very good.
Anybody else? Oshie, you want to say something?
Good morning, everybody. This morning I told everybody I break my shoulders is big. I go hold over them when they're crying. But I guess everybody had to hold me. I love my little sister. She was everything to me. I remember when she got her license. She used to pick me up. going by Auntie Monica and Lyman and then coming back home. Going all over the place. Coming, loving up Daddy. She was the best sister I could say, one of the best. And she always there with me. I remember when I had the dengue hemorrhagic fever. And when I was hospitalized, I now had my daughter. And she came home, she and my big sister came home. But she took care of Samantha and taught Samantha how to suck blankets. And boy, that was trouble to get her out of that. And she always there for Lisa. She always tell people that Samantha is her next daughter. And she loves Samantha all. Don't touch her, don't quarrel with her. I couldn't even quarrel with Samantha in front of Lisa. Because she says she's the mother. And you know, she always have a way in her. No matter what, when Lisa cannot sleep in the night, she used to call. Sister, I can't sleep, I can't sleep. We used to talk until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I will miss those days. I will miss those days when she said, come now, girl. And we used to come, and we used to lie. Leslie, I will really miss you. Piece of my heart gone with you. I know you wanted to meet mommy and brother. I know you're going. Love you, girl. Rest in peace.
Thank you. Sitaram, everybody. I am Wendy. Lisa and I met just over a year ago, and we soon became very close. She used to tell everyone that I'm her sister. More than just saying that I am her sister, she showed me that I was considered her sister. We spent many times together, laughing, crying. We had misunderstandings. We prayed together. More so, there are many times that she would have been the person to lean on, to give you motivational speeches and uplifting me. We was there for each other in times of need. Many persons know that Lisa's life would not have been an easy one. She had a very trying life in that she had multiple diagnoses. But she's the strongest person that I knew. She was a fighter. She never let anyone saw her and would have never thought that she had any ailment or was an ailing person. She was always upbeat and a very optimistic person. She was a teacher, a friend, a mother, a sister, a guru, a teacher. She held many titles. And she will be greatly and deeply missed. I know she would not want us to be grieving, although she has touched so many lives. We pray that she continues to fly high, and I know she'll be looking down on all of us. So, on this day, as she depart this earth, I want to wish her Om Sadgati and Om Shanti. Sitaram.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. I am Lisa's big sister. But when my mom died, I was more like her mother. Taking care of her and doing everything that we possibly could, hoping that we could extend her life. But Lisa was tired. She told me she was tired. And all I have to say, Lisa lived her life. She never let anything keep her back from doing anything that she wanted. And she showed each and every one of us love. And that is why we are all gathered here today. Because she was just a loving person, caring. Never a harsh word to say to anyone. And all I can say to her, fly high, doll. Fly high, my sister. No one to call me again and let me drive and come down here again. Fly high. Watch over us. Thank you.
Make the final closing prayer now. You pray and ask, dear Lord, we thank you for this opportunity you have had to your grace and blessings to share this most loving, fabulous, awesome time with a near and dear one that you placed in our company for these 42 years. And now, dear Lord, that she was ready to come to you, and you were ready to take her with you. We now seek your continued choicest grace and blessings, that you abide in the hearts of all concerned, all the near and dear ones, all the loved ones, all the friends who so much shared the time with her, and she shared the time with, that we may remember the legacy that she has left with us, so that she will live on in our hearts. And may you grant, Lord, that you will protect us in all ways, comfort in all ways, comfort us, that we will realize and understand that we have a specific duty to perform for the departed, while we have a specific duty to perform for ourselves, so that we will not lose ourselves in mourning or grieving or sorrow over that which we have no control, which is in your hand. And as such we implore in the Lord that you will clear the pathway that is soul, that individual soul which was referred to as Lisa when she was here in form, will be able to tread peacefully and successfully meet the river, where she will again cross successfully and enjoy greater peace on the other side, and eventually enter the divine light where you are, so that she shall merge in oneness with thee, where she will be enjoying life in the great beyond life in eternity. And when she reaches there with you, dear Lord, that may remind her of all who have taken the time out, break the COVID rules to come to send her out in joy and happiness and love. Hari पिता स्वर्गा पिता धर्मा पिता हि परमं तपा पितृप्रीतिमापन्नो प्रियन्ति सर्वदेवता कृष्ण कृष्ण महायोगी विश्वात्मा विश्वभावना प्रापणं पाहि नो गोविन्द गुरु मध्ये वसीधतिम् हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते ॐ धौ शान्ति आन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्ति रापः शान्ति वसुधः शान्ति वनस्पतः शान्ति विश्वदेव शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति आत्मा शान्ति पितृ शान्ति सर्वगं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्तिर्सामा शान्तिरेधि शान्ति 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 प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। Alright, so now we are going to make preparation to proceed to the shore of peace. What is piece of shore is Ramlogan, but that's my side. So to Waterloo, preparation side. Now, before we leave, you all take your seats and come in an orderly manner, one by one. You come, you go, and you go. Like that, and after you all go, we come in behind all you going. Flowers, se le can put the flowers in it. Take it back. Yeah, ready for it. Anybody have flowers? I'll come put the flowers on it. The flowers? Yeah, I'll come with plenty of flowers. I'll just go in. Anisha? Anisha?
Anisha.
I'll come put flowers in. I'll come. These are the flowers. Yeah. Sorry, I'll put how many? on the face, huh?
Fall on the chest. Put on the chest.
Mama, rest in peace. Rest in peace, honey. I love you. Rest, honey. Rest, baby. Alright, go ahead.
Put on the chest.
But they could get 10 to 10 of them to come in and pay. No, they said 10 come in and 10 go. Let's just stick.
Money chest. Don't put them on there.
Done sweet already.
Yeah, they have it. Yeah, but I have it.
Break it up, break it up.
Now, one of the things.
Now.
Remember? One of the things. One of the things.
Dua tahun kita guys.
Straight, sir. Across, yeah. 3 times? How much is that? 20? 15? So average?
Go ahead. Om Ganapati Namah Swaha. Om Bhuvaganayi Namah Swaha. Om Bharatiyayi Namah Swaha. Om Dharapatavidyang Namah Swaha. Om Yamayi Swaha. Om Aryamayi Swaha. Om Yamarajaya Swaha. Om Chitradotayi Swaha. Om Kalavayi Swaha. Om Namo Loma Vyaswaha. Om Swati Swaha. Om Sapti Swaha. You feel huh? Right, go ahead. Om Sapti Swaha. Om Saptamanai Swaha. Om Ayasai Swaha. Om Prayasai Swaha. Om Sanyasai Swaha. Om Priyasai Swaha. Om Siri Indra Aganai Swaha. Om Prita God Deva Swaha. Om Yamagat Ram Prita Swaha. Om Vishwadeva Deva Swaha. Om Divya Putra Prita Swaha. Om Siri Ayasai Swaha. Prayasai Swaha. Sanyasai Swaha. Vyasai Swaha. How much you have in it? People put on the tree of the the last one was very tired. Om Siri Sukai Swaha. Om Sotati Swaha. Om Sota Mana Saravaya Swaha. Take that cloth and wipe off the hand. Take the cloth and wash the hand. When you light, you start from the first ball you go in and only follow him. You have to make 5 rounds. And the 5th round when you reach, each time you come, you touch the fire and go again. And the 5th time when you come and you touch the fire, light the can turn off. You hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead. Everybody light, keep it low and go.
Start the walk now, when you come back, you'll touch.
Oh,
keep sticking.
No, you haven't put it in yet. You walk it 5 times out. Let's go fast. they could get 10 to 10, 10 and 10. You could come in at 10. No, they said 10, come in and 10 go. Let's go stay.
Morning, chef. Morning, chef. Look at my body.
Sweet already.
Yeah, they have it. Yeah, but I have it.
Break it up, break it up, and have to go.
Now, one of the things.
Now.
Yeah, Baba. One of the things. One of the things. Sorry, nine of the things.
No, tal, ¿qué te va a decir?
one good. So that's it. There you go.
How much is it? 20? 15? So average?
Go ahead. Om Ganapati Namah Swaha. Om Bhuvaganayi Namah Swaha. Om Bharatiyayi Namah Swaha. Om Bharatiyayi Namah Swaha. Om Yamayi Swaha. Om Aryamayi Swaha. Om Yamarajaya Swaha. Om Chitradotayi Swaha. Om Kalavayi Swaha. Om Namo Loma Vyaswaha. Om Swati Swaha. Om Sapti Swaha. You feel huh? Right, go ahead. Om Sapti Swaha. Om Saptamanai Swaha. Om Ayasai Swaha. Om Prayasai Swaha. Om Sanyasai Swaha. Om Priyasai Swaha. Om Siri Indra Aganai Swaha. Om Krita God Deva Swaha. Om Yamakat Ram Krita Swaha. Om Vishwadeva Deva Swaha. Om Deva Krita Swaha. Om Siri Ayasai Swaha. Prayasai Swaha. Sanyasai Swaha. Vyasai Swaha. People put on the tree of the last one was very tired. Om Siri Sukai Swaha. Om Sotati Swaha. Om Sotamana Salavaya Swaha. Take that sword and wipe out the sun. Take the sword and wipe out the sun. When you like, you start from the first ball you go and only follow him. You have to make 5 rounds. And the 5th round when you reach, each time you come, you touch the fire and go again. And the 5th time when you come and you touch the fire and light the can come up. You hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody like? Keep it low and go. Go.
When you come back, you also.
Go.
Keep sticking.
No, you put it in yet. You walk at 5 times out. Let's go fast.
Oh yeah, we have one thing extra for you. So where you from now? Don't make it. Material variant. Yeah, maybe.